something that I haven't really been taught. Where what advice would you have for a person if they're on that? Hey, I want to give love. I want to show love, but I really just don't know how. What kind of advice would you say or give?
Hmm. It's a tough question to answer because everybody's different, right? I would say the first piece of advice that I would give is to be vulnerable, because that's ultimately what led to my path of healing, was just being incredibly vulnerable with pretty much a complete stranger. Um, and had I just clammed up and not talked about what I was going through, um, I probably would have never found the healing that I did. So I think being vulnerable is like crucial to any path of healing, even if you're in a therapist or a friend or whatever. Like, you'll hear, especially in the veteran community, to check on your boys, right? Check on your boys. Well, I've tried that. And I remember very clearly talking to a friend on a Zoom call just like this. And I was like, Kyle, are you okay? You seem like you're burnt out. Is everything good, man? I'm worried about you. And he's like, no, Paul, I'm great. Everything I better He said, I'm better than ever, actually. And he hung up the phone, and the next morning I got a fucking call that he hung himself that day. So there was an opportunity there for him to be vulnerable and say, no, I'm not okay. Look, this is where I'm at. And he chose to try to tough it out one more day. Um, he was a veteran. I don't necessarily know much about his combat experience or anything like that, or where his suffering was, but he had that opportunity to open up and be vulnerable. And if you check on your boys and they're not willing to talk, you're just pissing in the wind. So that vulnerability is crucial to any path of healing.
Yeah, being vulnerable. I was learning about something from Brene Brown. They say that men don't like to be vulnerable, but they said there hasn't been any acts of courage without vulnerability. And the thing that she also said was, I look for vulnerability within somebody else, but not within myself.
Yeah. And then that stigma of like, um, it's not manly to cry.
Hmm.
Like, my grandfather was a man. Like, you look up man in the dictionary and there's a picture of fucking Robert Newtbar there. But I mean, he was a crybaby. Like, he would cry. He would cry during movies, cry during songs, cry at weddings. Like, he allowed those emotions to flow. And I think there's a huge stigma around that. Like, it's manly to suck it up and fucking rub some dirt on it and go about life, and compartmentalize and rinse and repeat. Which is totally bullshit. Like, you can't compartmentalize everything. Sooner or later it's coming up.
Yeah, it's it comes out through anger, comes out through substance abuse, it comes out through problematic, high risk work, slave to work, abandonment of everything else around you, where you're becoming hyper fixated by avoiding any type of extra stress.
Hmm.
And the crying is a physical response to an emotional event. It's allowing your body to feel it, to purge it, to really help with the somatic of bringing your body back to your mind. Like Jared Napier was talking about, and you were also talking about too, where you feel the crying, the tear going down the concave of your face, where you can be able to taste the salt and not wiping it away, but allowing it to self soothe. The
And to be witnessed, like he was saying. I totally stole this from him, but that's what we do, right? We learn and we share with other people. But tears have alchemy, tears of joy, tears of sorrow, tears of sadness. They all look different underneath a microscope, and tears of sorrow and sadness are bigger, so that you can be witnessed, so you can be empathetically witnessed by your tribe. And when we like the first thing you see people do, and I'm still guilty of it, is like we'll wipe them away before they even begin to fall. And it's just another way of like us not allowing ourselves to feel that pain and that sadness or joy even sometimes.
I kind of look at it like we're rejecting ourselves before somebody else can reject us.
That's a great way of looking at it.